Hello, dear students. This is Dr. Gopal Chaturvedi from Department of Computer Science and Engineering, SIRT Sesuru Bhopal. In this lecture, we will discuss the topic of software engineering, that is types of testing and activities under testing. And first of all, we will discuss the testing's definition and what is actually testing and what is the need of testing. Software testing is a very essential part of the software development process. Before launching the software, there's mandatory to test software as each and every product. Before launching of any of the product, there is a necessary need of test that software by applying quality assurance, quality control, and different kind of test over the product, so that product will be error free. In similar manner, before launching the software testing is essential. So, as the definition of software testing, that is, software testing is the process of evaluating and evaluating and verifying that the software product or application does what it is supposed to do. It means actually the process of testing is not just to check the errors. Is there any error in the program? Is there in the error in software? Even that process is also of checking that process is in a manner or as per the requirement of the customer or not. The benefits of the testing include preventing bugs, reducing development cost, and improving performance. So this is another reasons to test one of the software. Basically, we classify the testing in various types. So we can classify it in three types: functional testing, non-functional testing, and maintenance. We'll discuss these types in detail in the next slides. So basically the functional, we can easily understand that the thing by using the diagram. Types of software testing are functional testing, non-functional testing, and maintenance testing. So the functional testings are the unit testing and integration testing. Basically, functional testing basically check the customer demands and customer demands logics under the code. So to check, actually apply that, there are two types of testing will be applied under the functional testing, like unit testing and integration testing. The unit testing is the testing where each and every module will be checked separately and apply the testing mechanism on each and every module separately to check whether that particular module is error free, bug free, and correct or not. And integration testing is a phase where all the modules will be merged, assembled on a same place, and apply the testing, like to check the flow, check the functionality, check the logics, inputs, outputs, and various kind of testing will be applied by integrating the different modules. Under non-functional testing, there are various kind of testing will be applied, like performance testing, load testing, volume, scalability, usability. So there are different kind of testing will be applied. Performance testing, it means you know very well that we have to check what is the response rate of the application of the software. Load, how much load it can take on a same time, how much user on a same time can use that application. Volume, scalability, and usability. So these all are the understood terms. These all are the understood terms where we have to check whether that application is scalable or not. We can increase or decrease the functionality of that or not. Usability test, it means actually the test of applied by the users by using the actual application on the client side. Maintenance test is the process where a continuous process will go on in the phase of maintenance. Regression and maintenance testing means regression is basically the stress checking testing, or we can check the how much relate one module to another module. if we change in one module to what will be the effect in another module. So that kind of testings will be applied in regression, and maintenance is the continuous maintenance phase where continuous modification will be applied, and continuous testing will apply during the continuous maintenance process, continuous use of in that process after deploying that. So there are actually we have broadly discussed three kind of testing. But when we apply actual testing mechanism, we know we realize that many various kind of testings we have to apply, like acceptance testing, unit testing, functional testing, performance testing, regression testing, stress testing, usability testing. So the acceptance testing, which basically verify whether the whole system work as intended integration testing, assuring that software components or functions operate together. Basically, after acceptance testing, which we apply on the client side, that customers will use that application, or the end users will use that application, will decide that whether that application should be acceptable or not. If is there any issue, then they will notify to the developer team or the software company, so that the respective software company can make the appropriate changes and again deploy that application on the client side. Unit testing, we discussed as we discussed the last slide. The unit testing is a testing where each and every unit will be checked separately. So validating the each software unit performs as expected. A unit is the smallest testable component of an application. Basically, unit is a small module of the software. Functional testing, it's a very important testing because there are two questions comes in the examination many times. What is black box testing and what is white box testing? So basically, the black box testing will be applied in the under the functional testing, and in black box testing, basically is used to check the logics of this application. So the functional testing, checking functions by emulating business scenarios based on functions requirements. Black box testing is a commonly way to verify functions. As we discuss, the black box testing is used to check basically used to check the logics. Performance testing how software performance under different workload. Testing, for example, is used to evaluate performance under real life load conditions. Basically, performance testing it check how what is the response rate of the application, and uh, how and what are the performance of the application over the different kind of load, different kind of users, and a different kind of traffics, when different kind of traffics come on the application. So how your application uh, is working. So that kind of performance will be checked in the testing, performance testing. The regression testing is another important concern, where we have to check that if we can make the change in one module, what will the effect in another module. So formally, the checking whether new feature break or degrade functionality. Sanity testing can be used to verify means functions and commands at the surface level when there is no time for full regression test. So this is the way of performing the simple regression testing. Stress testing how much strain the system can take before it fails, considered to be a type of non-functional testing. So as we discussed many times, when we are checking the load testing, we are using the application with full load, and we are trying to know that uh, what how much stress that application can handle. Many of the time we listen the term server is loaded, server is down. So that time that application is unable to tackle the stress of that label. So that kind of situation is known as server down, server loaded. So we have to check that kind of uh, capability, capacity of the application. So we apply stress testing, how much stress it can take. Usability testing, validating how well a customer can use a system or web application to complete a task. So this basically usability testing is a part of the acceptance testing where actually customer use that application. Uh, Whenever you are going to apply the testing activity, so what kind of steps you have to follow? So first of all, you'll have to plan and control the test scenarios, analysis and design, to know that what is actually a system, what is the actual functioning and procedure of the function, so that you can apply the actual testing mechanism. Implementation execution is the phase where you actually apply the testing mechanism, whether you can apply the manual testing or the automated testing. Evaluating test exit criteria and reporting is the phase where the result of the testing will be noted down. Uh, that will be noted down in different kind of matrices form, so that that can easily evaluate, and reports will be generated after apply the testing. It means what kind of actions have to take to correct that application if any correction is found. Test closure activity is the final activity of the testing, where uh, uh, cross-checking will go on to check whether the corrections is made corrected or properly or not. So this is the lecture over the testing. We'll continue that topic in the next lecture. Thank you.